The Unseen Power of Stillness. Welcome to the Becoming series, a sacred space where I share reflections from the deep places of grief, healing, and spiritual transformation. This series isn't about polished answers or public performance. It's about becoming, slowly, honestly, and deeply, in the spaces where life breaks and begins again. What you're about to hear is a tender part of my own story. This is the unseen power of stillness, a voice from the quiet. A voice from a mother who has known deep loss and is still learning to live again. In a world that praises hustle, that rewards nonstop doing, that equates noise with purpose and motion with meaning. Stillness is often misunderstood. We're taught to keep going, to stay busy, to perform strength even when we're falling apart inside. But here's what I've learned through the pain of loss, especially the kind that changes you at your core. There's a power in stillness that can't be found anywhere else. There's healing in silence that no amount of movement can give. After I lost my sons, my first instinct wasn't to stop. It was to run, to fill every space with doing. I poured myself into projects, people, responsibilities, working with no rest. Because I believed that if I kept going, I wouldn't have to feel the full weight of my grief. And it worked for a while. On the outside, it looked strong. But inside, I was weary. I wasn't just tired. I was soul tired. Eventually, even the things I once loved began to feel heavy. My joy faded. My fire dimmed. I began to ask, why am I doing all this? Who am I becoming? And that's when I broke not in shame, but in surrender. I cried out to God not with eloquent words, but with the raw plea of someone who just wanted to rest. Not rest from work, but rest from pretending. Rest from producing. Rest from hiding pain behind performance. And in that quiet place, God met me. He didn't push me to do more. He invited me to be still. Now I'm learning to listen not just to God, but to my own soul. I'm learning that silence isn't empty. It's full of answers I couldn't hear before. I still miss my sons. I still cry. But I no longer see grief as a threat. It's become a companion, one I no longer push away. I now sit with it. And in doing so, I've found peace. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that settles softly in stillness. Isaiah 30:15 says, "In repentance and rest is your salvation. In quietness and trust is your strength." That's the truth I now live. My strength no longer comes from doing. It comes from being. So if you're tired, if your soul is aching, don't be afraid to stop. Don't be afraid of silence. Sometimes God hides us to heal us. Sometimes He slows us to reintroduce us to ourselves. You're not failing. You're not lost. You're becoming just like I am, right here, in the stillness. I'm Nalongo fortunate, a grieving mother, a healing heart, and a soul learning to become again.